Good morning. It is Sunday, the 15th of August, 2021. London Goldie, Hertfordshire, Hingerland. Apparently, as John of the Gospel, John, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the author of the book of Revelation, on the island of Patmos, was coming to the end of his life. I think he was the only one actually to survive. I think all the other apostles were in fact martyred. He would speak only of love. Well, I don't think I'm quite at the end of my life yet, but as time has passed, I also find that, quite frankly, that's the only thing that makes any sense of this world. So, the two commandments: love God, love your neighbor as yourself. And that's just love, encapsulated in those simple words, which everyone can understand. It's not a magical mystery. Love God first. Okay, that's very important. This is the actual quote. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Amen. No. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Amen. And Christ came to fulfill the law, and in that context, the law is the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible given to Moses on Mount Sinai, on his chosen people's exodus from Egypt to the promised land, Canaan, which Moses never saw. Moses was shy, apparently. His brother spoke for him, Aaron, I think I'm right there, Aaron. Right, so that all these rules, do's and don'ts, what you can and can't do, or don't do, or what you should and shouldn't do, etc., for all God's chosen people in the Torah. Now, you get these old boys in the Mesharim, in Jerusalem, studying nothing other than, because Hebrew reads from, first of all, it starts at the back of the book, and then it reads up and down, from the right-hand side of the page to the left. And there's something called pointing. So you have the squiggles, the characters, aleph, bet, and so on. And then there's pointing. And depending on the pointing is the actual meaning of that ancient Hebrew word. Amen. Excuse me. And extraordinarily, God put me with a woman, who was actually studying exactly that. That's why I know rather more about it than most, perhaps. Sally, wonderful Sally, I was with back in my early 20s. She got the best first-class honours degree in theology out of St David's University College, South Wales, for the preceding 10 years or whatever it was. Right. So I imbibed some of this stuff from Sally. We didn't marry in the end. She was an English girl, but went on to convert to Judaism. So a bit like reformed smokers. Sorry. They're more keener, as it were, on. So she married a Jewish chap, but she had to go through the whole process of becoming a Jew, which is possible to get the right rabbi. But it's a long process, and I'm pretty sure she did that. I obviously didn't keep in touch after we'd parted. So I don't know what's become of her. But she was a wonderful girl anyway. Right. So that's why I know a bit about this stuff, because she took me out to the Holy Land, Israel. She could chatter away in modern Hebrew to people. She'd been in the Negev, desert that's south of Beersheba, and on a kibbutz, and worked there and so on. So, and Yerushalayim, the Mea Sharim, and that's the Jewish quarter and so on. So we did a tour on Eged buses, E-double-G-E-D, all around. I think 1983 that was. See you in Jerusalem. Yerushalayim is the way of pronouncing it if you're Jewish. It's a sort of mantra almost for God's chosen people, the Israelites, the Jews, the Hebrews, to return one day to Yerushalayim, from which they were banished at the diaspora occasioned by the Romans, I think, in about AD 70. I think that was the diaspora. I do get these things wrong, so I apologize if I have. But I think I'm right there. So then they've been scattered around the world, God's chosen people. So love is the answer to everything. The love of money is the root of all evil, is the quote. So money is irrelevant. You know, the Midas touch, okay, well, brilliant. So he wanted to drink some water, up! All the taps became gold, and the water, so nothing to drink. So you do not want to wish for the Midas touch. Love, on the other hand, is free and available to everyone. I'm not going to get onto this, but for me, once the sperm hits the egg and it divides into 4 cells, therein lies God. That is an human soul, a nascent human soul. Therefore, abortion really should be a major subject in someone's life. You don't just use it as a sort of contraception, which is what's happened now in, well, especially England, actually. I'm awfully sorry, and that's just wrong. I have a friend in Spain, Inma Immaculata, Roman Catholic, and we got onto the subject, and I looked up the figures, so I think I'm right here. For 2019, 73 million abortions in the world, which turns out to be about 16% of all the deaths that occurred in that year. I mean, that's just appalling. And it's not just the First World or not just the Third World. It's sort of everywhere. That is killing human beings, murdering them, in my view, of life. L'chaim. L'chaim. To life. L'chaim. It's dawn here in England. It's a beautiful morning. I think it may cloud over, but I think actually that the dawn is going to be a beautiful, clear, sunny day. So I'm with Sarah Jane now in her place. Sleeping. But I mean, she could sleep for Africa. Yes, anyway. Right. So, love is the answer to anything and everything. Respond with love. You know, if they strike you on one cheek, turn onto them the other cheek. Every single hair on the head of your fellow man is precious and special. Therefore, you don't kill them. Whereas the West has become accustomed to its violence over the centuries, that violence is the response. And quite frankly, it's evil. Okay? The West is set on a path of self-destruction. Never mind the nuclear weapons, MAD. Mutually assured destruction, but the acronym is MAD. Well, if you think you can bomb the hell out of your problems, then you're a complete fool. This is one little pimple, the Earth. Okay? I was, in fact, as it happens, the best physics student my school had for yonks. I'm still taking interest in cosmology and deep space and the Big Bang and dark matter and string theory and the Higgs boson and supersymmetry and all that sort of stuff. So I am the Alpha and the Omega, God. I was, I am, I will be. So what happened before the Big Bang, what will happen after the universe closes down, which apparently they've worked out is going to be about 10 to the power of 100 light years ahead. I heard a sound. Don't know what that was. I don't think we have to worry about that. Dark matter and dark energy is a bit interesting. 95% of the universe doesn't exist in the normal world, this I'm a table kind of world. And the top physicists in the world cannot work it out. Einstein and onwards, or before and whatever. They don't have the answer. I've got the answer. Love is the answer. Just love God. Then it all becomes clear. Oops. Right, that's it. Love, 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 boom, 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 boom. Love is the answer.